And Ghana has ratified to a host of international conventions that safeguard the rights of women. These have been reinforced by existing legislations and constitutional safeguards that are tailored to address the peculiar needs of women, but some of these have helped to remedy marginalization and social exclusion. That's the question we've been asking. Catherine Frimpoma has been probing.
Inequality continues to undermine local and national efforts intended to reduce poverty and promote equitable development.
The intentions are right, but implementation is a challenge. Then again, there's a disconnect. Coordination of all these programs in such a way that they reach out to the people in the right way is a big deal. I mean, Ministry of Health is doing a number of things under nutrition and all of that. The Ministry of Gender is giving support to poor people under LEAP, and then the LEAP 1000 that goes specifically to pregnant women and children under 1. But then there's very poor connection between these various institutions. The LIPW, for example, by Ministry of Local Government, they're also on their own. So how do we weave this support together to make sure that it's reaching the right target and is building one over the other? So that's one challenge.
While women contribute considerably to economic activities, access to basic necessities of life remains a challenge with those in deprived communities most affected.
The benefits of social protection will yield stronger if they are linked to various programs, for example, deliberately developed productive inclusion programs, where there is that consciousness to support poor or vulnerable groups or individuals and families to engage in economic activities that are sustainable.
Statistics compiled by the International Federation of Women Lawyers, FIDA, reveals single mothers and women who are heads of households struggle to survive in raising children.
This can easily find itself in the Domestic Violence Act, because one of the abuses under the Domestic Violence Act is the economic abuse, where someone is mandated to provide care and maintenance. It's also in the Children's Act, and the person refuses to do so. So the protections are there in some situations where there are children. The Children's Act is our #1 act, and it's really frowns upon lack of maintenance. It's actually a criminal offense.
Property ownership and inheritance remains a challenge due to certain traditions and customs that are inimical to the interest of women, particularly those who bear the entire responsibility of providing for their households. FIDA, however, says there are laws and safety nets to protect women who have been victimized.
Telling women that FIDA is out there, is here for all women, and even men too. When they find themselves in these situations, we are telling them, come over, let's talk about it. Don't enter into any business or build houses or acquire property with somebody you are not married to without first seeking legal advice.
These inequalities are persistent, pervasive in many parts of the world. There is growing evidence that gender equality can directly foster economic growth and broad-based social development. Addressing inequality, therefore, is imperative to inclusive development for the marginalized and socially excluded. Catherine Frimpoma, TV3, Accra.